So you may be in the market for a new TV, and your choices are, well, almost limitless. But two of the best TVs at the moment are OLED TVs and also mini LED TVs. In this video, we're going to be looking at the benefits of buying a mini LED TV over an OLED TV. Because you might be surprised, there are some things that the mini LED TVs just beat OLEDs for. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Now, I'm pleased to say that I've had the experience of both of these TV technologies over the recent months and years, and they've both got exceptional qualities. This here is the LG C2 OLED, which is what you're looking at now, and there's no doubt it's a great TV. However, in recent months, my main TV has been the LG QNED 91, which is a mini LED TV, and I do have to say that this has far surpassed my expectations, both in terms of the quality of the picture and also the brightness of the image. And in this room that you're looking at now, it's been perfect. So if you're new to mini LED TVs, what LG have managed to do is combine their quantum dot nanocell technology with mini LEDs. And the effect is to give the brightest possible images, but also retain exceptional blacks. So the technology of mini LED has improved from edge LED and local dimming to full array local dimming to the LG QNED mini LED, where thousands of bulbs light up, turning on and off to create those brightest images, but also being able to turn off to create brilliant blacks. Now, to be honest, it's not as good as an OLED for blacks. It's impossible to get that perfect blackness that you get with an OLED. But what I would say is that it's getting closer and closer. And with the added brightness that a mini LED TV produces, it creates exceptional contrast. And so therefore, the disappointing grey blacks that we used to get in old TVs, they're a thing of the past now. One really important area where mini LEDs, in my opinion, beat OLED TVs is reflection handling. And this is really important when you're considering where to place your TV. On the left-hand side here are the mini LED TVs, and on the right are the OLED TVs. Now you can see the upper pictures are in a dark room, and we're still getting reflections on the OLED. And the bottom pictures are in a daylight room, and well, the OLED TV is almost like a mirror. So in dark scenes, it will be really hard to see the picture. So where you place your TV is really important, and if it is a bright room, go mini LED. And this is why I said in my location, with this TV on a wall directly opposite patio doors, with the sun shining in behind, this TV is perfect because it delivers an incredibly good picture no matter what time of the day or night. And when we tested the brightness on our calibration, it was quite incredible the difference. The OLED in a 10% SDR window was 437 nits, whereas the mini LED was almost double at 841. The OLED did better in a HDR window, it had 852 nits, whereas the mini LED still improved at 996. So it's brighter whichever you're using, SDR or HDR content. Now on this scene you'll see that you've got the OLED TV on the left, you've got the QNED TV on the right, the mini LED, and as you can see the picture is almost identical, but there is much more brightness in the QNED on the right. And where that helps is the corners, the extremes, the shadow detail. It definitely produces a, I think, better image. This gives you a brilliant comparison of how well this does with black levels. This is recorded in the same room, with the same camera, on the same settings, and I think you'll agree that it's surprising how good the mini LED is for delivering blacks. What's your thoughts? Do you think the OLED is that much better? One of the other things that I noticed when I was comparing these TVs side by side is I felt that the colours on the mini LED just seemed to be a little bit more realistic. On my C2 OLED, it seemed a little bit too blue in places, whereas it didn't almost seem that natural. I thought it was just the imagery, but until I saw the same clip side by side, you can really start seeing the difference. And it looks much more natural on the mini LED. And the extra brightness was also delivered in some of the detail. For instance, if I stop this scene here, so this image is taken at exactly the same point in the clip. On the right hand side, the mini LED, you can see far more detail in the road than what you can on the OLED, which would indicate that you maybe need to bring down the brightness on the OLED a little bit, but then it would be even darker, and you'd definitely notice the difference between the brightness even more. And this was a little bit strange. I wasn't expecting this at all. I was also surprised that the overall thickness of the mini LED TVs are actually thinner than the OLEDs because they've got that big base at the bottom. The bezels on the OLED TVs, however, are still a little bit thinner, and so therefore if that's a big thing for you, then fine. But literally, it is a case of a couple of millimeters. It's not very much at all. I'm going to come on to gaming in just a second, but the other big factor will be price. In the UK at the moment, the 65-inch versions of the C2 OLED compared to the mini LED QNED TV, there's about £700 difference for the same size TV. And that's a huge saving. And when the differences are not as great as you would first think, that certainly may give you some food for thought. And finally, when it comes to gaming, well, these two TVs, the LG C2 and the QNED 91 Mini LED, are very similar. They're all packed with the very latest gaming features: variable refresh rate, auto low latency mode, FreeSync and G-Sync. They both support HDMI 2.1 with a 120Hz refresh rate, and the 4K 120Hz input lag, well, it's actually slightly better again on the Mini LED, but only by a microsecond. It is really very, very similar. So my friends, in summary, I do hope that you found this video useful, whether you're considering a new OLED TV or a new QNED TV, which is mini LED. This video shows you that you can get a fantastic mini LED, which in many cases beats an OLED TV. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.